Hey everyone, Marathon Hurdler here, back with some more Final Fantasy VIII. Last time, we finally made it to Esthar, and of course Ellone decided that was the perfect time to send us back to another dream scenario. And as Laguna, we found ourselves somewhere in Esthar. I'm assuming we were imprisoned or slave laborers or something, but now we are the leaders of Adele's resistance movement, I guess? But our focus right now is trying to find Ellone, and to do that we need to track down Dr. Odin. Now, one thing I want to make sure I've done is double check my setup to make sure we're good. Yeah, I don't think we need to change anything there. So let's just run inside and try to track down Dr. Odin. Well, he seems to be gone. Now, if you talked to Dr. Odin earlier, before we left, and you talked to him 4 times, as I said you should earlier, you can pick up this magazine, the Weapons Monthly first issue. Not that it's super important. Yeah, it's not super important because as long as you get the components for the ultimate weapons, you don't need the actual magazine to get them. And there are plenty of guides and other places where you can look up that information, so there's really no need to worry about it. Now anyway, what we need to do is we want to talk to Dr. Odin. And of course, there are some soldiers who are going to come after us. So I'm going to... This battle I'm not going to show on screen. I think it's... No, actually, is this the one I want to show on screen? No, I think this one is the one I want to show on screen. We have a couple of battles we have to fight today, but I think this is the one we want to show off, because one of these enemies has an important item that we want to try to mug. So let's see if we can make that happen. Alright, this is the battle we want to show off. Okay, so we're good then. So, to some extent, this battle is going to operate the same as before. We want to use level down on the soldier that we cannot break. We want to cast break on the regular Esthar soldier. So we're not going to kill the regular Esthar soldier. We will kill the elite soldier, but only after we've leveled them down quite a bit. And with the Elastoid, we want to eventually card the Elastoid, but we want to do so after a little bit. We want to steal an important item from them. Now you can steal pipes from him, and you actually need those for I didn't want to do that. But you can steal those items from the Elastoid, and you need those for a later side quest. So if you want to do that, you can. Now, to do that, what you would need to do is, I can't do it and show it off, but what you would need to do is level up the Elastoid to, I believe, level 30 or above. Then you can steal the laser cannon from them, and I'm going to go ahead and show that on screen here. So we're going to use level up on the Elastoid, and we're going to kill the other soldiers because he's kind of a pain. But yeah, we want to level up the Elastoid, but we're only going to do so long enough to mug the item that we want from him. Once we get it, then we're not going to be concerned about that anymore. So let's level him up. Looks like we're going to need to do it 2 more times, unfortunately. So he's going to be at a pretty high level, so he's going to be somewhat dangerous. So we're going to want to mug the item that we want from him, and then immediately level him down. But for now, we should be okay. So let's see. 1 more level up for the Elastoid should be good. And the reason you want to steal the... you want to level him up to get the laser cannon from him now is that you won't get another chance to do so later. So this is the only chance that you're going to have to get that item from him. And, well, we want the item, so yeah, we want to... That's a good thing. You could fight the Elastoid earlier in an earlier dream sequence when you were actually in Lunatic Pandora. The problem is that you actually, it's not a guaranteed encounter. Like here is a guaranteed encounter, there it isn't, so you'd have to fight some battles where he might not show up, or you'd have to run away from them or card them or whatever, and it's just not worth it. And while we do need steel pipes, we can get those pretty easily at a later point. So, yeah, not really worried about it. Alright, so now he has 1,000 HP, so we should be able to attack him with Ward without any problem. And then we can start trying to card him. Alright, we can actually attack him a couple of times. Alright. Nope, did not want to do that. Gotta stay focused here. Because we can't really attack a stoned enemy. So there are a couple of other battles that we can fight here. Or that we will be forced to fight. I'm not going to show those off. So this is the last battle I'm going to show off here. We have one more forced encounter after we get out of the dream sequence, and I'm not going to show that either, because at this point you know the routine. If you can card them, do that. If you can't, then level them down. But we can card or break every enemy at this point after we get past this area. So, yeah, not that worried about it. And this guy can't really do anything to kill us, so we're not too worried about it. Now, if he was at a higher level, that would be more dangerous, but he's not, so yeah, we got another Elastoid. Another thing about the Elastoid is you can actually refine the Elastoid card into steel pipes. So that's a nice way of getting experience, or not getting experience, but that's a nice way of getting the stuff that you need in terms of a GF we're going to need later. So we're going to need Malboro Tenticles and steel pipes, and an item that we'll talk about in a little bit. But for now, we won, and Dr. Odin is freaking out, so we're going to chase him. And once we get up here, I think we're going to have 2 more soldiers we have to deal with, which is fun. He's a pretty fast dude. Well, not really fast, but he's shuffling his legs rather quickly, at least. I thought we had some soldiers we had to fight here, but maybe I'm wrong. An O-Lab, huh? Odin's laboratory. Oh, okay. As always, I spoiled it 10 seconds in advance. Wow. That's so descriptive. Don't worry, nobody got it. Except for Kairos, apparently. So, I think the next battle is in a little bit. So yeah, I think it's after this scene that we fight the next battle, which I'll do off screen. Yeah, so here we are. Now we're in Odin's laboratory. And yeah, this is kind of a weird looking place, but is it any more weird than anything else we've seen up to this point? Yeah, probably. Oh, that's his problem. Should not have taken so long to park the car. Or he jumped out of the car. Wow. Yeah, I hope he's alright. That sounds pretty serious. Anyway. And here come a couple of soldiers. Gonna cut this out. Okay, I'm back. That was a pair of regular Esthar soldiers. I cast break on both of them, and that was that. So then to continue, we need to approach to the little pedestal there and sit down, and it will take us to the next area. Simple enough. And we're almost done. I think we only have one more force battle here. I think it comes once we go into this. Maybe it's either this room or there may be another scene or something like that. Nope, it's here. Alright, I'm going to cut this out and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That was a pair of elite soldiers, and I had to level them down, and they gave us like 4 experience total. So I think maybe this whole scenario we've gained 10 points of experience. Nowhere close to getting a level, and we only have one more forced encounter that could possibly have experience before we can do our max stats, and there are multiple ways to avoid experience there. So yeah, we'll be in good shape. And I think to continue, we need to move forward. Laguna's breaking stuff as always, but when you do, you can see Ellone in this little room here. Oh, how are we going to get down there? Now, we head back to the panel over here, and what do you know? Well, I'm spoiling it again, but what do you know? He figured it out, and it's all unlocked, so now we can finally meet up with Ellone by heading down, or heading over to the, back to the chair here. The magical chair. I don't know what Ward's doing. There we go. And it'll take us down and we can finally meet up with Ellone. This long journey. Now granted, this isn't the Ellone that Squall wants to meet, the younger Ellone, but it's fine. And as always, the daily episode reminder to ignore the noise outside. Got a guy decided to rev his motorcycle for some reason. Don't know why that was necessary, but okay. One of these days, maybe I'll convince my landlords to invest in some better windows or something. Yeah, like that's gonna happen. But we found Ellone. Awesome. Yeah, we told you we were gonna come for you. I don't know why you're so surprised. We're not that late. So can we finally wake up? Are we finally back? Huh? There we go. We're back finally. Huh, there's something coming. What is it? Yes. I mean, what do you think it is? Jeez. Why are you being so abrasive? Yeah, seriously. You're out of control, Squall. Oh yeah, and Irving and them are back with us. I was wondering what happened to them. Well, actually, I really wasn't, but okay. But now we get to explore this... Well, not explore quite yet, but we get to check out this awesome town as we go by. So vast. That's nice. It is kind of an amazing city, though. Hard to say otherwise. Yeah, I really hope he's... Well, I hope everyone's here. We need everyone, right? But here we are, the presidential residence. Or the president's estate, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what Esthar calls their presidents. I think it's the president's residence. Yeah, that's not good. We don't want her to be controlling us. Hey, I never noticed that the lights on top of that door to the right where Odine's coming out, that they light up when the door opens. Huh. And now they're off again. Really? That's awesome. Yeah, we can do that. I do want to see Ellone. Jeez, man, you're so intense right now. What are you going to do? I don't think that's what he's going to do. Or is that what he's going to do? Come on, Squall, you can't be that crazy. Everyone's just, like, letting this go, but he's so out of control right now. Uh-oh. That was the wrong move, buddy. Or maybe not. Yeah, Squall, you don't really have much of a choice here. Uh-huh. Alright, so now we have free reign to do whatever we want. Now, to continue with the plot, we need to leave the city. But instead, what we want to do is try to win a rare card from him. So I'm going to play him. Yeah, we'll play with Balam's rules because we want open to spread here. But if he plays once he plays a rare card, I'll be right back. Awesome! He's finally playing the card I want. Well, I shouldn't say finally. It only took him, what? This is the third game that I'm playing him in, so it didn't take him that long. But still, we got the card we want. And okay, sure. He's a fine player. Like, he's one of those guys you can tell by how slow he's playing the cards that he's supposed to be good. I mean, I guess. But like, he does seem to make odd plays that don't really help him in the long run, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. But whatever, we got the card we needed. Hooray. So that's basically all. The only rule they play with here is the elemental rule. So you want to bring open. That's why I played those card games in Balam. You don't want to mix with Central's rules, because if you do, then there's a good chance that random or some other terrible rule will spread, and we don't want that. So, yeah. They tell us what I basically told you, which is that we need to head to the Lunar Gate. Now, there are a couple of things that we need to do, or that we don't, not that we need to do, but that we can do while we're here. And some of these things I was not aware of when I first played the game, and even after doing the first max stats run, I did not know you could do some of this stuff. And none of it is vital, but I figured I'd go ahead and show it off anyway. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There's one more thing I want to show off once we leave as well. But first, let's take care of the stuff here in Esthar. So the first thing we want to do is there are 2 magazines that we can pick up here, and we need to talk to a couple of people to make that happen. Now, the first thing we want to do, head left here. Then I think we want to head left again. And I think you can take the little train chair thing to these places, but I'm running. Doesn't really matter. The screens aren't that long. So you run left again, then you go southeast, and don't get stuck on the guy. And then when you get to this area here, there's someone that you can talk to. Yep, perfect. I did it right. So we can talk to this guy. No, that's not the place where I can get the free healing, but yeah, talk to this guy, and then he says he's on break. I don't know if you need to talk to him a couple of times. But yeah, now if we go back to the presidential palace or residence, then we'll go back to the room where we left Odin. So I'll meet you back there. Okay, I'm back. Now I think what you need to do is talk to this guy, and then he'll walk away, and then you can get a magazine. Perfect. And we get the Occult Fan 4. It looks like it's still there, but it's not. Now, from here, what we want to do is, let's see, we want to head back out first, but then there's someone that we want to talk to get another magazine. So then we're going to go back in the general same direction that we headed before, but this is going to be a little bit more convoluted. Yeah, but we'll get there. So I want to do this, and then there's one more thing I want to show off before I end the episode, and that's how you can do a little Malboro hunting, which we need to do at some point to get the next summon. Well, actually, there's 2 things. I want to show off the Malboro hunting, but then I also want to show off the item that we need to get to be able to call the summon that we can obtain by getting these items that I've been kind of randomly mentioning here. So we need to go left on this screen, though, for the task that we're currently achieving. And I keep getting stuck on things because I'm trying to look back and forth between my notes and the computer. I should probably figure out a better setup for this. Whenever I get my new recording office, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a much more convenient layout for my notes versus what's my recording screen. And I'm going to, what else am I going to do? Get more soundproof windows so that you don't have to listen to whatever car is driving by ahead of me at the time. But what we want to do is talk to this guy right here. I think. Is this it? No. Is there someone else? Yeah, no, this is the guy. Yep, alright. So, now from here, we're going to head to the shopping district, and I'm going to point out something there, which is not super important now, but will become more important later. But for now, let's head right, and then I think we need to go south from here, if I'm correct. Are we there? Or do we need to go one more screen? Nope. We need to go over one more screen. Now, we're going to come back here when we want to leave, but the shopping mall is further to the right. Yeah, perfect. Now, when you come here, you can go to any of these stores, and it asks if you want to go shopping. Now, not all of these stores are open at the moment, but you can actually get gifts from these stores if they're closed. So, for instance, Cloud Shop is open, and I think this is the weapon shop. Nope, it's the item shop. Alright, perfect. I actually need a couple of items. I need some softs. I'll get 10 of those. We'll get another remedy, and we'll get some eye drops just in case, but we should be okay like that. Now, I think that's everything I need from there. Now, the reason you want to visit these shops, or the reason I'm suggesting that you visit these shops, is that eventually we're going to get an ability called Call Shop. And when we get that ability, we're going to be able to recall any shop that we visited in the past, and that will be really convenient, because then we'll get we'll be able to use that regardless of if we're in a town or not. So I'm visiting these places now so I can, well, we don't really need to visit this place, this doesn't really matter, but we'll get the junk shop ability later. There's a separate, what I'm trying to say is there's a separate ability which allows you to visit junk shops even when you're not in towns, which we'll get later. Now, if you notice, I said before, you shouldn't be worried about the fact that you don't have all those that we missed the Combat King magazine before. Here's why. Because we can now buy all of these magazines here. The reason is because we have Tonberry's familiar ability. And I believe it also affects the items you can get at the pet shop. So if you noticed, what did we have there? We had a number of items there that we could purchase. So I'm buying the Combat King magazines now, but we could get all the stat junction items, which is going to be really important end game when we want to max out all of our characters. And we can also buy some stat boosting items, which will also be really helpful when we want to max out our characters. So getting the familiar ability is going to be really nice for us in the future. But that's all I really wanted to show off here for now. I think we're going to go back there later because we can get a really nice what is it? We'll get a really nice item there later, but not right now. So I think that's everything that we can do here. Now apparently there is infinite guild trick that you can use. No, I don't want to rent a car, but I'm not interested in that. We don't really need it, but it involves like refining or buying tents and in cottages, and then converting those into mega potions and selling the mega potions, and maybe I'll use it later if I really need the money, but I doubt I'll need that. So now that we're here, before I do anything else, I'm going to re-equip the Encounter None ability. Do you have Diablos? No, you don't. Who does? Yes, you have it. So I'm going to equip Encounter None for now. And what I want to do is get to the plains, wherever they are. The closest place I can get, closest exit I can take to get out into the main continent and off the roads. Now, I don't think you can run into enemy encounters here while you're on the road, just like any other roads. So, no worries there, but yeah, let's go ahead and get off of the road. Now, once we get onto the ground here, there are going to be a couple of enemies that we can fight. This is where we can fight the Malboros that we want. But before I do that, I think I want to do something else, because I think I want to end with the Malboro hunt, because I need to check some things before I do that. So let's instead head back to this building right here that we see, which is called Tyr's Point. Now, this is important because this is where we get the item that we need for our next summon, which is Doomtrain. So, yeah. Nope, that's not the right area. This is actually the... I can't remember what that is. That's like the Sorceress Memorial or something. We'll come here later, but this is why you should always check your map. Esthar has a lot of random buildings here, so it's easy to get sidetracked. So where am I trying to go? Oh, yeah. Alright, so it's further to the right. Okay, so we'll pull up the map again. That was my mistake. So yeah, we're just about done with today's episode. But we're getting pretty close. There it is. There's Tyr's Point. We're getting pretty close, though, to the point where we can max things out. We're just about set up. And I will be very excited to finally get to that point, because once I get there, then there's less management of all the little things and making sure I pick up this thing and this thing and this thing, because I've already done all that in the backup save file. So that'll be nice. But yeah, we're still a little ways away from that. And I think this drop point has some nice spells. I think it might be Meteor or Flare or something, but like I've said, I don't really care about the drop points because we don't need them. Now, no one actually tells you much about this place, and you're never directed to go here, but this place actually has, and is really important from a plot perspective, and we'll learn more about that later. But the item we just picked up is the Solomon Ring, and what you do with the Solomon Ring is that the easiest way to explain it is that it's tied to the occult fan magazines, and all the occult fan magazines are supposed to be hints about the UFO side quest, which we have been working on, and also this Doomtrain side quest. And basically what they tell you is that you need 6 Malboro Tentacles, 6 Steel Pipes, and 6 Remedy Pluses. You can get Steel Pipes from Wendigos, which I have not shown off at this point, but once we are able to leave the continent, I'll show off where you can fight those. Or you can modify Elastoid Cards, and that's really the way that I prefer to do it, is by modifying Elastoid Cards. What else can you do? So that's the Steel Pipes. Malboro Tentacles need to be mugged or stolen from, or won from Malboros. You can modify the cards, but you need 4 cards for 1 Malboro Tentacle, so that means you would need 24 Malboro cards. I'm not saying it's completely worthless, because you can't actually steal 6 Malboro Tentacles at once, so modifying 1 or 2 could be helpful, but it's not realistic for all 6. And then Remedy Pluses can be refined using an ability that Alexander can learn later, but we don't have it yet. But I'm not worried about that because we can easily get the AP later. So what I want to do now is I'm actually going to take a quick pause break. I'm going to make a backup save file here, because first of all, this is kind of a tricky process and I could easily screw this up. But secondly, the reason I want to save this is I want to check my setup to make sure that I do the next steps right. So I'm going to take a quick pause break, and then I'll be right back and show off how to kill a Malboro at this point of the game. Okay, I'm back. So I realize it doesn't quite matter how I do this at this point. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take, let's see, Siren, who has room right now, and I'm actually going to, I think I'm going to teach her use a status defense +4 on Siren. Again, I don't think it particularly matters because we can always rearrange things and customize as much as we need to later. So I'm going to teach her status defense ×4, and then I'm going to junction Adia with at least Siren. So let's go ahead and just take off their junctions for now. Yep, we'll leave that, and then we'll take off all of Kisis's junctions at this point. Yep, and then for Adia, what we want to do is, first of all, let's figure out who has the rest of my magic. Now, does he have my best magic? Does he have the 100 triples? Let's see. No, he does not. Who has my 100 triples? We want to figure out who that person is because they're going to be really important for us. So it's Kistis. So we're going to do a junction exchange with Kistis and Adia. Nope, that's a switch member. And then we'll give Zell stuff to Kistis. But then we'll de-equip Keistis as well. So, off. Yes. So now, it doesn't really matter who we give anything else to at this point. What we want to do for Keistis is we want to give her the best stuff that we can find. So we want to give her Siren. Let's give her Ifrit. I mean, really, we can give her everybody, to be completely honest. But we want to make sure that she has Speed Junction, Strength Junction, and I think that actually might be sufficient. Let's see. Nope, we want to give her Diablos as well, because Diablo... Yeah. Anyone who has ability times 3. So that works. So then we'll give her Strength plus 40, and then we'll give her Auto Haste, and then let's also give her Mug. Do I want to do that? Yeah, Mug. Let's do Mug. And then Gia and Item. I don't think there's any other there's no better way to do that in terms of her other abilities. So then we're going to junction some magic, the best stuff that we can get. I'm going to actually give her, let's see, what's the difference here? If I give Ultima there, so Ultima here boosts my speed by that much, triple. So yeah, I'll put Ultima here, and then I'll put triple here, because we want her strength to be as high as possible. Then we'll give her Regen there, magic doesn't matter, and then we'll go with Reflect back here. And I don't think that really matters either. Now this is where we want to have those status defense spells. We want Confuse, we want Berserk. If she doesn't have Sleep, we'll give it to her from someone else. So where's my magic? Exchange, we'll take a blank spot here. Let's see, do you have Sleep? No, you have Silence, but that's not what I want. No, I need Sleep. Yep, there's Sleep. We'll take all of those. And then we'll also take Blind. And we'll exchange that. Oh, she can't. She already has. So Dia already has 100 blinds then? I must have missed that. Let's see. Blind. No, she only has 6 blind. Oh, okay, but she has enough to where I have to... Okay, fine. Okay, blind. And a Dia. Nope. Yes, now give all. Perfect. And so we're going to put blind and sleep here. And I think that should be sufficient for what we want to do. Alright, perfect. So now we're ready to go. Well, actually, I'm not quite ready to go. I want to heal up first, just in case, or not just in case. We just need to heal up. And let me just make sure that I didn't screw this up and I gave her auto haste. Perfect. So now we're ready to take on, or we're ready to try to track down a Malboro. So let's see if we can make that happen. Now something's telling me I should have saved my game just in case something goes wrong here. But let's see. Nope, no Malboro. So, but this is fine because this is actually allow me to do something else. So I was gonna have to do this anyway, but the first thing we want to do is kill off our party members. So, really? He dodged that? How? What are the odds? Huh. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing to Keistis. Sorry, Keistis, you gotta die. And this is what I was saying before about, man, if she's going to miss this much, this is going to become a problem for us, for what I'm trying to do here. There we go. But yeah, you kill those two off so that they don't get any experience. I mean, these guys don't give that much experience, but they give enough, and the Malboro does give a lot of experience. So, yeah, we don't want them alive. And Nadia is not a permanent member, so I'm not worried about her. So, now that they're dead, we're in good shape. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fight battles off screen until I get a Malboro to show up, and then when I do, I'll be right back. Alright, we finally found what we were looking for. I was starting to think he was never going to show up. It's actually kind of crazy. When I used to play this game, it felt like he would show up every 2 seconds, especially when I wasn't prepared for it. But when I was actually looking for him, of course, now he just wouldn't show up. But this is the attack that we have to be afraid of. It is Bad Breath, and that's why I have all that stuff junctioned to my status defense. And as you can see, even so, it's still kind of a problem, right? This guy We were poisoned, and we're silenced, and we're also, what is that? Cursed? And yeah, we got one whopping Malboro Tentacle for all of our efforts there. So, you know, I mean, it will take a while, but you can kind of see how this would work, right? Like, I mean, this is kind of a pain, but we'll eventually take him out. He can't really kill us. And the one thing we have to watch out for is the Petrify, so I'm going to use a Remedy now, just to be safe. Because I think the Auto Haste actually speeds up the timer on the, speeds up the timer for the Petrify, and we don't want, jeez. But I think it speeds up the timer, and we don't want that, basically. So, I didn't want to use a second Remedy there, but it's fine. This guy shouldn't take that long to kill. And it really, at this point, you could probably run away. You'll actually get a little bit of experience for damaging him, which is why you still want Squall and Kisis to be dead. But beyond that, this is not that difficult. You know, if you have the remedies, he can't kill you. Just put your best abilities on your speed. You know, put your best spells on Speed Junction. Make sure you have your defensive junction set up and attack junction, and you'll be good to go. And this guy is taking a little while to kill, but yeah, we're so fast. We're getting like 6 or 7 attacks in before he can even go after us again. Now this, I think, is going to put Vitality 0 on us. Or maybe not. She doesn't look any different, so I guess not. But yeah, we've killed him, so he's not particularly hard, just annoying, and he has a bit of HP. Now you'll see here in a second that we're going to get a fair bit of experience. Yeah, we get 1,000 points of experience. Now, I think that gets split up if we had all 3 of us alive, maybe. But even so, it's just not worth it. Too risky. So, yeah, that's basically all. And I'm not going to show off getting all the Malboro Tentacles on screen because, as with most things that I've done up to this point, I've done all this on a backup save file anyway, so I can just kind of show off later, hey, I already did this. But, yeah, I'm going to put Encounter None on just so I don't run into any enemies. I'm going to check my cards to see how many Elastoid cards I have, to see just by virtue of playing the game how many I picked up. So I only have 2, but normally by this point in the game I've picked up 6, and it's pretty easy to get those. So I'm going to cut the episode here, but next time we will go into the Lunar Gate and check out what's going on there. Until then, this has been Marathon Hurdler. I want to thank you as always for checking out my videos, and hopefully I'll see you next time.